Huh.
Hmm? Yes. In our seventh semester, one of the subject is called as software architecture and design patterns. This is the toughest subject in our seventh semester. Under that this subject there are five modules are there. Under that toughest module is module 5 only. Under this module 5, that is we are architecture, that is a distributed architecture. Under this one, so many subtopics are there, such as designing with distributed objects, client server systems, that is we have single tier, two tier, three tier, like that only, depends upon the resources, data, software, all those things. With respect to this one, how we are communicating from client to server, server to client. And then we have Java remote method invocation such as RMI, implementing an object oriented system on web. These things along with a note on input output, how we are reading data and then how we are getting that one, input outputs on distributed objects, distributed architecture and objects. We are using distributed system, how you supposed to use for selection statements such as if then, nested, if then, all those things. And then along with these things, we are supposed to use for loops along with some arrays, store data, single dimensional, two dimensional, multi-dimensional, these things main topics under the module 5. This module 5 is main concentrated on architecture only, distributed architecture. Generally, we have two types of architecture, parallel processing architecture and distributed architecture. I am going to tell difference between these two things. Parallel processing is here also more than one processor interconnected through some bus only. Interconnected through bus, all the processors are shared by one memory, that is called as shared memory. Like that environment it is there. Under that we are going to execute some given application programs. In this parallel processing, only one single problem only can execute. Enormous problem, something weather forecasting, like that only bigger problem where you can execute like that environment. Whereas in distributed environment it is not like that. Here it is interconnection of n number of autonomous computer with communication network. Each computer or each workstation having some memory also. These computers interconnected through some communication network. In this distributed architecture, where you can solve many unrelated problems also. One problem you can assign to one workstation, another problem is assigned to another one. Finally, we are integrating all those things, and then finally we are getting the result. Whereas in parallel processing, not like that. Only one single problem is assigned to one that like that environment, and then you are getting the result. Here you can execute many unrelated problems. Now we know the parallel processing definition and then distributed architecture. These are all multi-tier, two-tier, three-tier, like that only. Now I am going for the architecture. This is the architecture for distributed computing. See, we have like this infrastructure for distributed system, how we are going to execute. These are all personal computer or workstations or huge amount of data stored at mainframes. Generally, mainframes are used for business application execution only. We have personal computer, personal digital assistants. These are all n number of computers. These connected through communication network. And then we have platform, distributed operating system, such as Mac. These things supposed to load, and then above that layer is all applications. Application 1, the application 1, application 2, application 3. So many applications where you can execute like this environment. In this one, whatever is supposed to execute, everything is available at our node only. Therefore, only you can call as transparency. With respect to the transparency, we have access, easily we can access like this environment, distributed environment. There is no problem for accessing whatever the resources. Location transparency, easily we can use technology. We have all distributed operating systems are there. Easily we can migrate, we can transfer some workload to another machine, migration from one machine to the other machine, and then replication of several locations, and then concurrency. Concurrency is parallelly we are going to execute, and then failure, persistence. These are the respect to the distributed system. Distributed system with respect to transparency. These are the advantages for this one or distributed architecture. Main points are very important. Resource sharing. There are n number of systems, easily you can share the resources. Sharing of hardware and software resources, SaaS, PaaS, all those things. Service as a platform as a service, software as a service. These are the things. Openness. As and workload comes easily, we can add to the existing system. Flexibility of using hardware and software of different vendors. Concurrency, concurrent processing of enhance the performance. Parallelly, we can execute. If we execute parallelly, we can get the performance. Scalability for increased throughput by adding the new resources. Scalability, fault tolerance. These are some of the advantages for our distributed system. Disadvantages compared to our parallel processing. These are the disadvantages. Complexity is more. Security is less, more susceptible to the external attacks. Manageability, because of huge amount of software, hardware, all those things is there, data is there, handling is difficult, therefore only manageability, somewhat disadvantages. Unpredictability. These are some disadvantages with respect to our distributed system. This some difference between centralized system versus distributed system. Centralized, that is our parallel processing, centralized versus distributed system. Some points are there with respect to some parameters, criteria are there. With criteria, and then we have centralized system and distributed system. Through price wise, centralized system is low, with less price only we can implement, while in our distributed system we cannot possible. We have to invest more amount of money, then only we can execute some of the application. And then availability of system is centralized is low all the time, or if you implement it, all the time we can execute, therefore only availability is high. And then another one parameter is called as complexity. Complexity is implementation of complexity is centralized system is low, distributed system is complexity wise is high. Consistency is simple, whereas in distributed is high. Scalability, as and when it cannot possible to add to the existing system, that is centralized system is 4, whereas in distributed system is good. As and when we can add something to the existing system, that is for our distributed system only. Therefore only we can implement a number of applications where we can execute. Technology wise, homogeneous. One type of operating system only, one type of platform only can add into the existing system. Homogeneous. Heterogeneous is not like that. One machine where you can execute one type of operating system, Windows, another machine some Unix, another one Mac, like that only. The platform is heterogeneous, where you can interact from one machine to the other machine, like that only. Whereas in centralized system, homogeneous, only one type of operating system. Security wise, our centralized system is very high compared to distributed system. Okay, after that, I am moving to some architecture. Along with this one, client server architecture is there. Through client you can send some information to the server. After server see the what message you are sending, it will process. After that we send it to the client only. Client server architecture, like this diagram. Client will send some request to the server. After that server will process that one, it will send to the client like this one. Data server is there, huge amount of data server, clients are there, user interface, business rules, data access, these things like